episode 2 of Builds with Brian. We're not going to be working on the boat this week because it's been a little bit cold. We've had a lot of snow. It actually was below 0 when we woke up this morning, so a little bit hard to build a boat in the garage. But we thought we would show you the ski jump that we built in the backyard and give you some ideas and some tips on sort of length and dimension and sizes in case you want to do it yourself. We actually did this total project for less than $100 with scrap material, mostly scrap material from Home Depot. So it's been kind of fun. We made a couple mistakes and had to build it up and make it a little bit bigger. But we'll just walk through and talk about a couple of things. So the first part of this project is we actually had an old swing set that we thought we were going to get rid of because Luke and Emma had gotten older and weren't using it as much. The right hand side where you see the ramp part actually had an extension that had like a cargo net on it, so that was pretty rotted off, so we cut it off the top and said, well, instead of having to build a ramp for everything and a staircase we'll just use that, incorporate it into our jump. So that's where we started. When you look at the construction style, what we did actually is we went to Home Depot. Home Depot's got a great sort of scrap bin, and there happened to be a whole bunch of random size pieces of half-inch pressure treated plywood. Trying to do pressure treated because we wanted to make sure that it lasts a couple years. Because the idea is that we're also going to use this in the summer. Maybe we'll put a carpet on it. Maybe we'll put you know, a slip and slide and go off of it, or do something fun with that. Maybe even try with the skateboard. So that's where we started out. Very simple construction. We used deck screws that we had. We got two 2x4s that run the whole length of it. No structure on the inside. It's just the 2x4 on either side of it, and then we put the plywood over it. And overall dimension, we're about 32 inches wide. That's no particular reason for that dimension other than that was what the scrap material that we had. The other thing that we did is we put spacers in between each plywood because this is outside. Even though it's pressure treated, it's still going to expand and contract. I don't know if you need a ½ an inch like we did, but certainly it seems like it's been holding up pretty good. One thing I would do a little bit different if it wasn't scratch material, I would actually go wider pieces of plywood because with them being this small, they tend to flex a little bit. But when you're using with the skis, the flex really doesn't hurt any. So again, we're 32 inches wide. And now if Luke backs up here, we'll show you the total length of this guy. So total length of the ramp is about 20 feet. And when we break it up into sections, the top section has a pitch of another 32 inches, plus or minus. Then there's the flat ramp that pitches down, and that's about just under 10 feet. And then we actually leveled off to a flat section. You can't see it here in the snow, but there is actually plywood here. And when we measure it down, that plywood section is 5 feet with the ramps on either side overlapping it. And then the actual jump here, the jump itself is 4 feet. And then you can't tell because there's snow, but it's actually built up. The top of the jump is built up about 22, see if I can dig in there. It's getting kind of cold. So it's about 20 inches to the top. And then we just put some simple braces, and they're actually set up as hinges. There's just a single screw here and a single screw there so that we could adjust it. Obviously the ground is not going to be level, so we made sure that this top edge running along here was level. It looks a little funny when you look at it from the yard because it looks like we built it crooked, but the legs were crooked so that the top of it could be on a level platform. So, a couple other things to show you. Almost fell. We originally built it, I'll move the ladder here if I can. We originally built it at the platform height of the swing set. That platform height was about a little over 5 feet tall. Now, we found out, if you back up a little bit, Luke, we found out that that 5-foot height did not give us enough speed, or give Luke enough speed to get off of that jump and do some 360s and things that he wanted to do. So we got a little bit more scrap material again. Obviously you can tell the top part is not pressure treated, so we just found the scraps that we had in the garage, and we built it up another, we went from 5 feet up to, it's about 6 foot 8 inches plus or minus off of the ground, and that seems to work pretty good. You could obviously, you could actually almost make it about a foot taller. 8 feet would have been perfect to give you a little bit more speed, but it seems to work okay, and he can do his jumps that he wants to do off of it. The other thing that we discovered, it became kind of the first ramp we had, or platform that we had, was only about 2 feet, and we realized that wasn't enough to crawl up there on the skis and, you know, snap into the binding. So when we made this other one out of scrap material, the framing looks a little hokey because we were just doing what we had. We actually stretched that out to about a little less than 3 feet with the material that we had. Yeah, it's actually 3 feet. It's 36 inches exactly, so to give you a little bit more room. But it tends to work. It seems to be working pretty well. We'll probably add some things on top of it, but definitely good use of a swing set that we were looking to throw out. The last piece of this, with Luke just built about 3 days ago, we had an extra piece of PVC pipe that he wanted to use to make a rail. So he made it going off at like a 45-degree angle here from the ramp. Built a nice base of snow. While it was a little bit warmer, the snow is kind of wet and sticky, and then stuck the pipe in there. We've got some video that we'll show you that will attach to this one of him going off that pipe and also going off the jump. So it's been kind of a fun project. The best thing about the snow platform is that when it melts, we can just pick up the pipe and put it back in the garage, and there's nothing else to clean up, so that's kind of neat. The only thing that I would do a little bit different, this was all scrap materials, is that pipe is PVC, like I said. It would be better if it was metal, because what happens with the skis, the metal edges on the skis will dig into that unless it's cold. But typically when he's out here, it's pretty cold. So the colder it is, the tougher the PVC tends to react to it. But if you get anything above 35 degrees, it starts digging in pretty good. But it's been fun. Definitely one of those different projects we said we would do. And I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any questions.